Hey abundant parents, it's Leah. In this video, we're going to talk about if our kids are ruining their own lives. We're going to talk a lot about their inner guidance system and what you can do as a parent to help keep them on their path. If you like this video, please give it a like. Also, please hit subscribe. I do post a new video at least once a week, oftentimes a lot more than that, so also hit the bell. That way you'll be notified when I post more. You are always on the right path. And sometimes it feels like you're getting exactly the opposite of what you've asked for. And yes, that's pretty much the worst in that moment. But the universe is always giving you what you need. It sees the bigger picture that we can't always see. Events or people that seem to be pulling you away from your desires may actually just be redirecting you, putting you back on course, regardless of what it may look like. We all have great lessons to learn on our path, and oftentimes we're learning those lessons through our mistakes and our hardships. We've been learning from our mistakes from the day that we were born. Mistake, adjust, retry, rinse, repeat. And our children are always on the right path also. As a parent, understanding our children's mistakes as redirection and not failure sets your child up to understand that gentle guidance their inner being offers them and the loving experiences of the universe. And I'll say it again, your child is always on their path. Our child's experiences may be perceived as negative. They may bruise our own egos, but it's all part of your child's journey. And so as part of this, it helps for us to understand that our child's rebellion is just a part of them becoming who they are. You were born with all of your own thoughts and ideas, with your very own purpose, and so were your kids. As parents, one of the hardest things that we can do is watch our children falter, fail, make mistakes. And we apply our own experiences of fear to the perceived impact that our children's experiences are having on their future. Somewhere along the line in our social cultures, we decided that making mistakes and having flaws and having failures were bad things, that not receiving the applause and the approval of others, to not receive only good judgments, that those were also bad. But it is our flaws that make us unique, that make us beautiful, that make us human. And it is our failures that grow us, that guide us, that teach us to become who we ultimately will be. And of course, we are never really who we are going to be, because if we're doing things right, we are constantly growing and evolving and changing. But you get my point. So when we say that a child is rebellious or rebelling, who are they rebelling against? Oftentimes it's a parent or another authority figure who's placing their own judgments on that child and their choices. They're placing their judgments based on their own experiences and their own perceptions on the child's life that is very much not their own life. And again, I will say children are born with their own purpose, with their own ideas, with their own understandings, with their own inner guidance. And so a big piece of rebellion is them coming to understand that they are this separate individual with this separate purpose and these separate understandings. So if you remember to keep your ego out of parenting and to really accept that your child does have their unique ideas, their unique story and purpose, when you teach your children to understand what their own intuition and inner guidance is from the very beginning, and most importantly, to respect those intuitive urges and to really listen for them, then what might be perceived as rebellion is actually expansion, a great, beautiful coming into their own awareness. So how do you support your kids through their mistakes, through this journey on their path? Number one, and most importantly, is teach them to be a master of their feelings. Teach them to tune in and to listen for and to feel for what feels good and what doesn't feel good as they are making choices out into the world, as they are choosing friends. That very first step is allowing them to recognize intuition and inner guidance as a great mentor. When they make a choice that didn't really quite work out, or they've made an honest mistake, ask them, have discussions with them. Did you get a nudge from your intuition before you made this mistake? Were you getting little red flags? Was your intuition trying to tell you maybe to choose another option? In doing so, you're reminding them of that impact of taking a breath, taking a beat, taking a moment of quiet to really reflect on your choices before jumping in. Second, you really want to teach them to look for those lessons and redirection in their mistakes and in their pain. Ask them to reflect, how is this growing me? How is this teaching me? How am I using this to know better or to do differently? And remember, with all of these types of conversations, intention is everything. Energy doesn't lie. So make sure that you're putting that loving, compassionate, intentional energy into these types of conversations so your children understand that you're not trying to rub their noses in their mistakes. You are really, truly trying to help and guide them. Third, you're going to remind them every single day, and most importantly during those hard times, that you are a master of your emotions and your energy, and you are a strong guiding force of love in their life. Know that their mistakes are not your own, and show them that your love is not dependent on how they live up to your expectations of them. A parent that can keep your ego out of these parenting situations and be a partner with their kids to really help them move through these difficult times becomes a parent that your child will come back to again and again for guidance, for helping them learn how to lean into their own inner truth and their own inner guidance. And lastly, and something I say again and again and again, is that your child was born with their own purpose, their own ideas, and they won't be led astray when you teach them to lean into their own inner guidance. They'll always tune in, they'll always lean into that inner truth instead of looking outward for the approval of others. And sometimes as parents, this is hard because they're also not looking to us for their approval, but you are setting them on the course to always listen to those feelings, to trusting their gut, which is that intuition, and understanding the power in their inner guidance system. And remembering that for our children, their idea of success may not be our own same idea of success. And is it truly success anyway, if you're unhappy? Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to hear more, I invite you to check out the Abundant Parent membership. Each month I bring in 2 online workshops that you can watch live or recorded, featuring experts in the field of parenting, consciousness, self-care, energy work, holistic tools, things that are a little bit woo-woo, some things that are not. All of these experts bring in their tips and tools to help you be the most confident, centered, grounded, connected parent that you can be to your kids. The workshops are at theabundantparent.com. You're gonna wanna click on the tab that says membership. It's also posted below this video. I know parenting time can be limited and valuable, and I really appreciate the time you spent with me today. I'm wishing you a day full of light, love,